call just ended. Um, but we are super excited that Cliff Gallagher is joining us. If you don't know Cliff, Cliff, I think I even looked up your exact title, Senior Officer of Operations and Business Integration. However, you guys, Cliff is the man. Like, he's just really been so great for us in the field to help us out in with situations, with questions, clarifications, and honestly rooting us on like corporate does. And we appreciate you so much, Cliff, for taking time to plug into us and to honestly just really be an advocate for the promoters out there. And we appreciate that so much. So we wanted to bring you on. Well, actually, you asked to be on, which even was more exciting for us, guys. Cliff reached out and said he'd like to, plug into our team Zoom, and one thing with Thrive-Palooza, like we've been saying, it was the best that has happened yet. And I don't think anybody would argue any different. And what we're really excited about is continuing that momentum. And I know you wanted to kind of talk to us about that today. So I'm going to throw it over to you and tell me what's on your mind.
Well, Sheila, thanks for inviting me and allowing me to jump into y'all's personal space. I enjoy these. I never got to do them in the beginning because I was basically spending all my time trying to learn what Lavelle is, what we do, the ins, the outs, the back ends, all the people we work with and stuff. And I think once I finally got my hands fully immersed in all of that, it gave me the opportunity now to then jump front facing, at least on quite a bit of stuff. And it's for me, every career I've ever jumped into, I've started at the bottom and I've worked my way up is what I want to do, because that way it gives me an entire feeling of what goes on, right? I mean, you can't really understand how sport works unless you actually live in sport for a little bit. Can't understand what happens with supply chain issues until you immerse yourself into all the fun stuff. So once I grasped that, that's where I figured this would be a great time, because as we finished, I think probably the end of 21, moving into 22, and some changes started happening. One thing I noticed that we didn't have was kind of the voice of the promoter. And I loved what you said about being an advocate. And that's what I really wanted to. And so at our Christmas meetings in December, I sat down, and one of the things I looked Jason and Paul in the eye and said is, look, whether until you guys tell me to stop, starting the beginning of the year, I'm going to start pushing myself as front facing as possible. Paul can't do it all. If you ever been on his calls, he's done this for 10 plus years and he gets a little tired. Same with Jason, right? They've run this and built everything, but for them to spread themselves and do everything that they're normally doing and still doing calls and doing events and you just, you burn the candle at both ends and you run out of candle very quickly. So they needed help. And I'm like, look, I will gladly do this. And Liz did as well too. So we've got a lot more trainings. We've got a lot more sessions. We want to be out there with you, but I really enjoy hearing from you all. One of the things that I can't fix issues, I'm an ops guy, true and blue. I'm not a sales guy. I'm not a marketing person or a digital, media person. I'm just an operations guy. And I love, identifying issues and fixing them. And moving the train forward, if you can relate to that. So, but in order to figure out what's going on, I've got to be able to engage with you all because you see the issues, you live with them, you experience them day in and day out. And while I can't get to millions and millions of people, these Zooms are sometimes some of the best ways that I can then engage with our leadership teams, and then hear from you all and let you all know that corporate is real. We do exist. We are human beings just like you are. We know some things pop up and we're going to do everything we can to fix them. So that's kind of why I wanted to do these. I'm jumping on quite a few. So if you participate in other teams and you see me, you might hear kind of the same thread, but that's one of the things I like to go after is consistency. I'm not going to tell somebody one thing and another person a different thing, and then a third person do it a different way for them. For me, it's always been about basic blocking and tackling on stuff. You'll hear me use sports analogies here and there, but we're not doing brain surgery. We're not building a rocket to try and get to the moon. We're just trying to change people's lives. And so what we do, while it might be simplistic, it's very important. And that's where, I think on my last Zoom yesterday afternoon, someone asked me, if you could tell me, 2 or 3 things about what you would focus on. I said, I got one. It's just consistency. It's just being able to show up day in and day out, whether it's a good day, whether it's a bad day, whether it's a meh day, but showing up is what's going to help your business and help you grow. I have to do the same thing. There are days I wake up and it's, 5 a.m. I'm getting texts from Jason saying, what's going on with this? And it's like, here we go, right? But you shake it off, you go figure out what the issue is, and you get moving forward. There are other days I wake up and I get, fun stuff getting sent in. I'm loving this. This is the greatest thing ever. Or we love the new bonus that was just rolled out, or we not love the new promotion. So there's good days and there's bad days. We all have them, but as long as we're showing up and we're constantly doing everything we can to move the needle forward, that's all I can ask for. So those are my quick things. Diamond, do not worry about it. Everybody, when they join, they always, the mute button always, crap, I got to put it on mute real quick. I do it too. There's been times I'm like, oh, the camera, so I need to re-angle stuff. So, but, so that's it. So today is, I just wanted to hear from you all. First of all, I don't think I can answer every question that's going to come forward, but, I just want you all to know that we're here and we're here to support you. We rolled out the double triples. I really wanted to get that out when Jason launched the very first, the new summer heat bonuses. I wanted that to be part of it, but he wanted to hold back, kind of give a little boost moving into the weekend and drive it and pushing for next week. So I hope that you all saw that. Another good thing that I think that's coming up is, we have our lunchtime leadership calls, and if you can join that, listening to Jason and hearing a lot of his motivational, what I consider, the kick you in the pants and get you going, the rah approach to stuff, it's amazing. But what he's going to do on Monday evening is more of a deep dive into the newer products that we've released at Thrivepalooza. So if you're there, you got to hear quite a bit of stuff about our new Rebuild, which is a colostrum product, which is great from an antioxidant and an anti-inflammatory and immunity type side product. It tastes amazing. If you haven't had a chance, we went through a couple of flavors, but I really love the blood orange. I think we kind of nailed that one. And it's very easy. It blends into a solution quite well. But then digging in deeper a little bit more on our new Lavelle skin line, nutrition for your skin. We do nutrition from the inside out, but now approaching it from the outside in as well too. And then last but not least, but one of our newest quarterbacks, which is our HDS product, Her Daily Support. And that is, I've heard a lot of great things coming through and passed on that one. I'm hearing it every now and then some people are getting some headaches and stuff like that. And so I think, we've identified it's a little bit of, a hydration issue. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water, because, there's some good chemicals in there that are helping, not chemicals, ingredients that are in there that are helping promote estrogen building. And so if your body's not used to it, it can shift a little bit of a change there, but good hydration. And, after a couple of days, it kind of goes away. So, but we'll be digging into a lot of that stuff. So that's kind of what I wanted to go over, Sheila. And, not really take over your Zoom, but just kind of participate and, bounce ideas back and forth. I think we've all seen that, we've had a great 4 months so far. The first quarter, or the first third of the year, has been amazing. I haven't seen the final numbers, but I know we're going to be over $20 million in rank advancement bonuses that were paid out in a short period of time. I mean, that's amazing. And that's a testament to everybody that's on this call or on this Zoom. You guys did it. I didn't do anything. We came up with the idea, but you grabbed the reins and ran with it. So, give yourselves a round of applause on that, because I was amazed when we saw that. But we wanted to continue this into June. We wanted to then give everybody a couple of more options. We've always, everything always starts with the classic Thrive experience. When you're talking with people, when you're interacting, who doesn't need more energy? Who doesn't need more focus? Who doesn't need just a little more giddy up in their day, or trying to get them back onto a good wellness routine? But by introducing in HDS and by bringing in Lavelle Skin, and to me, hair, skin, and nails, I think, is a quarterback. It takes a little bit, after about 60 days, you'll really start seeing the improvements from it. But that, we've got a lot of good products that you can then, when you're talking with new people that are out there, determine what you want to approach them with. And I would always start with the classic Thrive experience. You can then hit them with Elite if they don't like, if they're looking really for the weight management. But maybe they're not into that type of mode. Maybe the HDS would be a better thing to get them going on as they're approaching or running through their menopausal type situation at that point. So And if that's not it, you've got skin, you've got hair, skin, and nails. And then if that's not it, you know what? It might not be the right time. So take a pause and come back to them in, a day, a week, a month later when it is going to be the right time. So, but those are the quick things I wanted to hit on. So blaming detox for my headache. Look, a lot of headaches, and I had one the other day, and it's funny because I've run out of Activate in our house, and I went searching through all the cabinets. I'm like, ugh. And for me, it was a caffeine headache. I just, hadn't had anything throughout the day. All I was doing was drinking water, and so that's what had happened to me at that point. So, but it's a great day. It's what I'm looking forward to with this summer heat bonuses moving forward, and just trying to continue marching through summer and not having that lull that we sometimes see. Right, graduations are kicking into gear. My kids have 2 weeks of school left. I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do here. I mean, they're going to be done May 19th, and so everybody starts concentrating on other stuff. Prom probably is going on, or it's about to happen. And then summer vacations kick into gear, and everybody kind of just goes quiet. It's like the old stock market analogy: you sell in May and go away. Well, we don't want to do that. I think with what we've got and the opportunities, we've got a whole new world that's open, at least for us, with the products we brought. So, it's a great time to just basically introduce, your social circles or your upcoming new social circles you'll find in the summer to some of what Thrive has to offer. So.
I love that. I see we have a question, but one thing I want to talk about is, as you're talking about having weddings and having, graduation parties and all the things, you guys, and prom, I mean, you're around a bunch of different parents, is making those connections during that time and how important it is. Because I had a coaching call with a gal yesterday, Sarah, and one of the things we talked about is you have to find people's pain points. You got to know what we are: problem solvers. Like, we have solutions to people's problems. So it's super important that, you make the connection with people, get connected on social media and have conversations, ask them questions like, how are you dealing with your child going off to college? I mean, this is a time where people get sad, they get anxious, they get, they get headaches, they get all the things because they're nervous about their kid. I mean, it's a sad time to watch your kid grow up and know that you've done your best. They passed, 18 years, and now they're going to go off to college. And so, asking some of the questions about how people feel and not just doing all the talking. We don't need to sit and talk about Thrive at a grad party or a wedding. What we need to do is see how people are doing and ask the questions about how they're feeling about things, making those connections to be relatable. Because whether you've had kids go off to college like I have or not, you can be relatable by saying, oh gosh, I imagine that's hard. Like, what are you going to do to help get through that? Like, asking those questions so that you can be the solution to one of their struggles. So that's just something I thought about as you were talking about being around all those people. You have any thoughts on that too, Cliff?
No, I think that's the perfect thing. Listen, right? If someone asks, come in and, well, what is Thrive? What is Lavelle? You've got that rehearsed down, right? But you're not going to come in, well, Lavelle was founded 10 years ago by Jason, Camper and Paul Gravett. You're not going to give them the Wikipedia page. They can go learn that, What is Lavelle? It's the best premium grade nutrition to give you that energy and that focus that you need to help get your day going and get you through, the hard times of, your weight loss, or your weight management, or your change plan. So, but yeah, hit those new social circles, but don't hit it as in to me, again, here's the non-sales guy, right? A sales guy would probably smack me over the head saying this, but, don't hit them with, a fire hose worth of product or testimonials and stuff like that. Come at them as a new friend, right? How would you talk to someone that you just introduced and you were just looking to strike up a conversation or relationship with? That's the way you want to go. The personal side, getting them to relate to you as a human, I think will get you further down the process than just trying to come at them as if you're, a used car salesman type function. So, but, learning them, listening to them, understanding, where are they at in their life right now? And then I guarantee we've got an opportunity for them to help them out and move them along as well. So.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. So true. So I have a couple HDS questions here.
Okay.
How do you suggest sharing HDS with non-thrivers? Should they do the 3 steps along with this, or can they do HDS alone?
They can do HDS alone. It's designed to be its own standalone product. And it's truly focused like everything that's inside of there, I think, except for the B12, which is pretty much in everything, majority of all of our products. But it's meant to be done. It's its own standalone product. So I would love to see them, and that's how we, 99% of what we do is starts with the Thrive experience, whether classic or elite. But HDS can come in and be its own function, because what it's meant to do is naturally support your body building the estrogen that over time you quit making, right? Guys always continually make testosterone, which breaks down into estrogen, whereas females, after a certain point in time, the ovaries and such don't produce it anymore. And so trying to get, that back into your system, there's the hormone replacement therapies. And if they're on that, they need to continue doing that. That's their doctor's approach, right? We are not clinicians, and we're not here to give medical advice, but from a natural homeopathic side, what we put, these ingredients that are inside of there are meant to help your body stimulate, estrogen production, as well as address the other, the compliance is going to get on me for saying this, but I don't know any other way to say it, but hot flashes that come from that, being warm constantly, the kind of the peaks and the valleys, that's what a lot of the other stuff's in. I've got, I don't know these by heart, but DIM, I know for sure. I take that because, I do testosterone replacement as well, want to keep my levels perfectly. I'm not a guy that needs it to go to the gym to become a roid boy or anything like that, but DIM is a great tool that helps break down and control estrogen metabolism. So for guys, it's really important. Plus, it goes after DHT, which, if you know that is a chemical that your body creates that will actually cause hair loss and hair thinning. So DIM is one of the best ones that helps with maintaining and metabolizing estrogen. And who wants thin hair, or who wants to have hair loss? So that one's a great one. But then everything else inside of that is truly meant to address all the symptoms that you get as you're approaching or are going through menopause. And so I saw another one is, well, what if I'm past all of this? Do I really need it either? Yes. I mean, your body needs, from a female standpoint, you need estrogen. It's one of those great regulators that helps you be you. So I would heavily suggest, even if you're post menopause, this is something that can help bring you back in line, help your overall feeling. And by combining it with the classic experience, you're going to get a great dual compounding effect off of that, as you would expect. So I hope that answers the question there. If not, Jason might be able to do these a little bit better this evening or
Yeah,
tomorrow
no,
or
that's
Monday
great.
evening. Yeah.
That's great. And I agree. I think, and everybody from a female standpoint, I with HDS, and this is my opinion, and then you can tell me if, this would be a bad idea or not, because of, there have been some people who have had headaches because maybe your body has to adjust to this stuff. And I'm one of them. I have had them. I'm wondering if, when we start people on the Thrive Elite or Thrive Classic, we start them slowly because, 95% of the people are just fine with full Thrive, right? But over the years, I've kind of learned that, it's better to start them slow and have them feel great that whole time than to start them on full product and they feel too much energy and they're done,
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if from, since, HDS is all new, and you may shoot me for saying this right now, but maybe starting them a little slower. Start with 1 capsule and maybe cut the DFT in half, give it a few days to slowly introduce this to people. And I've also heard, Cliff, and I'd be curious, and I'm sure Jason will address this, that it also, because people on the instructions of HDS, it does say to take that capsule with food. And so from a homeopathic person, I had heard that could be part of what's triggering people is they're not taking it with food. It could be triggering that headache. So any thoughts on that?
No, I think that's a perfect idea, right? Our bodies are all different. We're all human, but as you can see, everybody absorbs, processes, could be, have a slight interaction with it. So we're all different. So we're all going to have a different outcome, but we're trying to all go in the same direction. So yeah, look, there is nothing wrong with tailoring it down and like you said, maybe cutting the DFT in half, getting a little razor blade and slicing it, and that way you could do it, and then taking one capsule. But yeah, I would highly suggest taking it with a meal because there's some very powerful extracts that are inside of this, and it could, with nothing in your stomach, nothing in your system other than maybe a cup of coffee, which that I could see people doing that in the morning, that could be doing it. I'm not an expert in there, but let's tailor it down, make sure you're doing it with food, and make sure you're drinking plenty of water for that. And that hopefully, well, I think will fix probably 99% of the problems, right? There will be, and this is just me being real with you all. There will be a couple people that just can't do it, and it's unfortunate, but that's just the way that the world is. And so we'll look to address, at that point, I hate to say it, but we'll have to find something else for you. But I think, tailoring it back is not a bad idea. So, and you're right, we do that with the Thrive Experience. There are some people that can only do one capsule. They're super strong and they're meant to be that way. And so, yeah, let's slowly wean you up rather than let's try and hit you with everything and then wean you down. So.
Yeah, which can make people, quit if they don't feel good. So I
Right.
think I've been thinking about it for myself because I know I need this product. So I'm trying to think of how I can, manage it so that I'm not getting that headache. But what I have heard is that it does go away. Some people that have had it, some within the first 2 to 3 days, some it takes a little bit longer, but it does go away. So
Mhm.
I think the slow approach would be good. I have another question for you. Rachel is representing the UK promoters. Do you know when the Thrive Connect app will be available in the UK?
I am getting ready to test it in Australia and New Zealand, so I might as well test it in the UK. If someone can get me a list of 4 or 5 promoters that would like to be our beta testers, then I will gladly look to. I have a standing call with our Connect team. I'll look to pull you in. So give me your names. If someone can pull that together, and I'll get that going because we want to get that rolled out so that everyone can use it. It's not very difficult. It'll look exactly the same. It will be the exact same thing as the US side of the house. We just, the UK regulations, Lord help us, some of these countries get a little specific on things. So we just we want to test it, make sure it works correctly, and then go from there. So.
Yeah. And Rachel, you can send that list to me and I'll get it over to Cliff for you. So that is great. Let's see what else we have.
I think I saw someone ask that on there, Georgia Lynn, if they're using hormone therapy through their doctor, can they do HDS? I always ask your doctor, again, I'm not a MD. I did try to go to med school, but I decided that was not the route I wanted to do. But no, have them check with their doctor. Again, everything that we've got is homeopathic and it is, all natural, great premium grade ingredients. They might want to, show their physician that just to make sure that with whatever replacement therapy that they have them on, that there might not be an interaction with one of the ingredients that's in there. I wouldn't want to have a compounding effect in the bad way in that situation. So just check. That's all I'd ask in that situation. So it should be fine, but we'll let the medical experts make that decision.
I have Jennifer asking, have you found HDS causing mood swings when getting started? A new customer is experiencing this.
It could be because the body's kicking in estrogen that they haven't been used to, right? And so as your body's trying to learn to reprocess something that might not have been there in the levels that it could have been, I mean, you might be getting a supercharging effect. You just need to give it a little bit of time potentially to let your system regulate out. And again, if it's too much, maybe we tailor it down to one capsule and a half a DFT at that point. So
yeah, that's perfect. Let's see. Yeah, I got that. Be great. You know, and with that, for me, like I have found my mood has actually improved. I'm generally a happy person, so I'm not, but you know, we have our moments, but I find just this little lift with HDS that like my mood, and apparently it's given me something I needed because I didn't even know that I was a little bit cranky, but I definitely have noticed that as well. So I'm sure it can go from all, you know, ends of the spectrum in helping people adjust. So someone was saying it would be great if we could use the Connect app with Messenger. Pasting the link worked, but didn't have the tracking.
Huh. I thought that was something that should be done. Do me a favor. There is a support that goes directly to our support Verb app team that works those, not normal inside of that. Open a little support message inside the Thrive Connect app and put that in there, because I could have sworn Laura Wells was working on something like that and it wasn't copying and pasting and doing the right things, but it should make it, you know, it should be seamless. So if there's something wrong there, please do that. And we might either need to reload your instance, or we might need to add that feature and functionality for that. So that should be something that goes real easy for the Thrive Connect app.
Jennifer, I'm gonna have you hop on because I know you had a question. You were asking about sample packs. I didn't know if that was sample packs with HDS.
No, the UK. The UK
Oh, the
really wants
UK.
sample packs.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, for us to send it, you know, I mean, those like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to get sample packs to go to countries that we're not physically on the ground in, like Canada, Jennifer, just because it would cost us an arm and a leg to ship them overseas, and it's easier for promoters there to just do it themselves until we could gain a sustainable mass. Australia, New Zealand ask me that all the time as well too, and I'm like, our best recommendation is for them to use, you know, buy the upgrade packs. Those are the sales tools for them to use for sampling and how they want to do that. They can buy, if they wanted to, I think in the Lavelle gear store, we've got the boxes they can buy in bulk. So it could look exactly like the Lavelle ones coming, or honestly, I think you all do a lot better job making cute and very creative looking sample packs as well. So, but that's the best way, because, you know, shipping, and then the stupid VAT tax that they're now making us collect on the front. That was not my choice. Trust me, we've been subsidizing that forever. And the regulatory group that we use to help ship and get our stuff over there was like, no, we got to start taking this ahead of time instead of behind the scenes. I'm like, guys, you're going to kill my market there. And they're like, there's nothing we can do. You're not a small little player that they don't recognize anymore. That's like a startup, you know, you're on their radar. I mean, we get stuff from the UK government really wanting us to do exactly what we did in Canada, and I'm just not ready to do that at this point in time. So, but yeah, the sample packs need to just have them go that route. And I'm trying to have them update the system to where at least where UK, Australia people who might then get a promoter over in the US. Now that might have been your question here. So that they could send them here, right? I mean, that makes no sense. And so I've got IT looking into doing that, because that's a question that's come up quite a few times. They've just been a little bit buried with Thrivepalooza, and we've got with the new Shop Thrive that we're really, really pushing to get out the door, that Jason mentioned. They're kind of tied up on that. So it's on the list, and I have lunch with them in the next week or so to see where the list is, to kind of help move certain things up and down at that for the prioritized side of it. But I think that's what you're probably getting at, right?
Well, all across the board. I think our UK
Okay.
friends have realized we're really spoiled with our sampling system here. But yeah, even if we could, like you said, if they get someone here in the US, at least ship them within our borders here, that would be great.
Jennifer, I see yours. I'll take a look into that on notes and stuff as well. Miss Vant, love the idea for a banana shake. We missed out on Thrivepalooza, and I'm going to save this for the next one, but we're going to have a fun segment where we pulled a couple of people up on stage and had basically a Top Chef moment. I'm giving you a behind the scenes thing. We just ran out of time and I had to cut it, but we're gonna have people try and create their own shake flavors, right? We'd have vanilla as the base, and then you put in ingredients, and then we all figure out which one tastes well. And then if it worked perfectly, like I hoped it would, not made a mess all over the place, then that would have been our next limited edition flavor shake that we'd look to pull out and stuff like that. So fun stuff, you know, we can play around with those things on that, but I'll challenge them on banana. I'm testing a couple holiday flavors right now, and they're coming out quite nicely as well too. So we can kick those now. We have all the stuff internally. It makes it a lot easier to do. So
I have a quick question. Where did it go? This is a good one, Cliff, and maybe just something for you to note, and then we're gonna let you go because I know you have another meeting. Can we get the 3-step bundle pack? So 160 on auto ship, where we can to order in the back office for promoters. So right now, in order for us to order as promoters, the 160 or 180 on auto ship, we have to go set up an like it's not on the front page. We have to literally go back in, manage auto ship and order it. It's really cumbersome, and to try to tell a new person on how to do that is very, very difficult. And it doesn't ship right away. It's like, okay, so hopefully if you're having someone order and you want them to get that 160 pricing, you're ordering on the 4th and it's the 5th is going to run the auto ship. So is there any way to get that on the front page? I thought that was good.
Well, I'll try. We tried doing that, and the point of getting it on auto ship is you get that free shake, right? That's the point of it right there.
And we want them to have to order it on auto ship, maybe.
Yeah. So maybe if we were to do it, let me challenge the IT guys on how they can do that, or how we could configure that, because I'm with you. If you don't see it and you have to go 3 more clicks to find it hidden under a sub menu and stuff that you're not comfortable with right at that point in time when you first become a promoter, it becomes a little challenging. But let me see what I can do so that can be an easier thing to be added. I get exactly what you're saying, because you miss it, then you schedule it for auto ship. Well, then I got to wait all the way till that time frame versus like, can I order it now and then schedule it for an auto ship? Kind of like what we do with our customers, right? You get your first time order and then it schedules the outer side of it. So let me challenge the team on that one and see what they can build for us for that. So
awesome. Well, Cliff, we appreciate you taking the time. I'm gonna let you go so that you can go take care of your other meeting, but we really appreciate you and taking time out and sharing with us. It's great for our promoters to get to know you that much better too.
Yeah, looking forward to doing these quite often. Maybe I jump on every quarter or something with you guys and ladies. I say guys, I'm sorry, I don't mean to do that, but just enjoy it, sit back. We can go through a bunch of questions and answer stuff as best I can. And let you guys, try and quiz and stump me on some stuff. I'm sure you'll be able to. So, but no, Sheila, thanks for having me on with the team. And you guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend and go get some people on Thrive. All right.
Awesome. Thank you, Cliff.
I'll chat with y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Jen.